Hi, so what I'm going to talk about is the multiplication principle first, and what I'm leading into after this will be permutations and combinations. Okay, but this first little lecture is just going to talk about the multiplication principle, and I think it's a good introduction to understand what it is we're doing. So first, the multiplication principle. Basically, when you have a series of choices, so you've got to make choice 1, say choice 1, and then is really important in counting and in probability. So choice 1 and then choice number 2 and maybe a number 3 and so on. So for example, if you were getting dressed in the morning, you are going to make, your first choice would be maybe to pick some pants to wear or a bottom. And then your second choice might be to select a top, and then maybe some socks or some underwear, something like that. So let's say we've got these 3 choices to make: pants, top, and socks. So this is what I mean by this. You're going to choose one, and then the next, and then the third one. And we could change the order of them, but it's still the same choices. Suppose we had 7 pairs of pants to choose from, and 10 tops, and 5 pairs of socks. So you've got your first choice is 7, so we're choosing 7, and I'm not going to draw all of this out, but suppose this is your first pair, your second pair, your third pair, your fourth pair, fifth. I can't draw it all out because I chose a really big number here, 7. So your 7 choices. But once you pick this, say this is your jeans, you choose that pair, and then your next choice is to pick from your tops. So suppose you could wear any of those 10 tops from there. Same as here. Maybe this is your beige pants, and you could pick 10 out of your 10 tops after that, and so on. So we've got sort of 10 little branches coming off of each of these, representing those 10 choices that you have to make next. And then from each of these 10, we then have 5 choices of pairs of socks. So you look at your pile of socks, and from each of these you have 5. So out of these 7 first choices, for each of those choices, then there would be 10. And then for each of those choices, there would be 5, and that's called the multiplication principle. So if you multiply this out, just in your calculator, you'll get 350 different outfits that you could have. So just to clarify, like, let's just look at, if I kept drawing all of these lines, there would be 350 end points. So say the first choice is, you picked your jeans, your white top, and your black socks. But then you could pick your jeans, your white top, and your blue socks, right? And that would be just these 5 different pairs of socks with your jeans and your white top. If we went down here, whatever your 4th pair of pants is, and that they could be with the white top and all the different socks, or maybe with your black top and all the different socks. So if we wrote out all of the different outfits, there would be 350. So this is a multiplication principle, and anytime you make choices, or you can say to yourself, I'm doing this and then that and then that, you can draw what we call a tree diagram for it. And we'll draw some smaller ones. You wouldn't draw it all out and count it in this case, and that's why it's important to know what the multiplication principle is. So let's suppose we are at a wrapping paper station in the mall. At Christmas time, they might have a table set up where you can go and get any gifts that you buy wrapped. So they have some paper to choose from. So suppose there are 4 different papers. Then you may choose a ribbon. So let's say there's 2 widths of ribbon, each with 3 colors. Okay, so there's like a wide ribbon and a narrow ribbon, and maybe there's 3 colors, green, red, and blue, or green, red, and white, for instance. Okay, and then you can choose a gift tag or a card to put on, and maybe there's 10 different cards. Okay, so we're making 3 choices. You're choosing a paper, you're choosing a ribbon, and then you're choosing a card. So this is a multiplication principle. You could choose the tag first and then the ribbon and then the paper. That doesn't matter, but what matters is that we have 3 choices. So suppose the first question I said here, how many ways can a gift be wrapped? If we must choose one of each. One paper, one ribbon, one card. So you could draw the tree, or you could just put 3 lines. This is for the paper. So we have 4 choices of paper, and then ribbon. We don't have 2 or 3 choices of ribbon, we actually have 6 because there's 2 widths, each with 3 colors. That's a little multiplication principle there. So there's 6 different ribbons, and then 10 different cards. So that's 240 ways. Now let's suppose that you didn't need to, here I said we must choose one of each. What if you didn't need to choose one of each? What if you could choose just a wrapping paper and you say I don't want ribbon or a card, which is realistic to walk up there. So let's say if we must choose a paper, but need not choose ribbon or card. So it's still 3 choices, and we must choose a paper, so that's 4. But now we don't have 6 choices, we have 7 choices. We could choose one of the 6 ribbons, or we could choose no ribbon, and that's actually a choice. So we've got 4 papers to choose from, but for the ribbon, you have 6 ribbons or no ribbon. So you can think of that as the 7th choice. You could choose to one of the 6, or the next choice would be no ribbon. And the same thing with the cards. So you could choose one of the 10 cards, or no card, which would be a choice. So that's 308 ways. All right, and the last one, what if at least one of either ribbon, paper, or card must be chosen? So that's saying if you walk up to this gift wrapping station, you must choose something, but it could be that you walk up and say, can you put a ribbon on this? Or can you add a tag to my box? But maybe you don't need paper. So you could ask for one or more. Maybe you want just a ribbon and a card, or maybe you want just a paper and a card. Pause the video and think about what you would put here. So it is similar to the one before. You have a choice of 4 papers plus 1 choice of nothing, 6 ribbons and 1 choice of nothing, and 10 cards and 1 choice of nothing. But this is too many. This is not quite right. Why is it not right? Well, it's not right because you must choose something. You can't just walk up and say, I want nothing, or you wouldn't walk up. So the choice here is included that you pick nothing, nothing, nothing. That's that last choice that we added on. So this would be all the options, but if we subtracted the one that is like nothing, choosing nothing, that one choice, so 384 ways. Okay, so multiplication principle is actually used for many different things. You can use it not just for choices, but we can use it to count how many ways we can arrange items. So we just did the choices. I think I'll stop the video and we'll do how to arrange items next.